Welcome back to the Wild Star Film Podcast, the film review podcast on the Towercast Network. By Cinephiles, for Cinephiles. Woo! Why do you say so like, get with the fucking program?
No, I thought it was going to be one of those cool things, like, you know when they do a duet, like, they, like, harmonize? I thought it would harmonize, like, by Cinephiles. For Cinephiles.
We're back.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah!
What do you think?
Woo! Yeah! Woo! Let's go fuck up a Menchie's, man.
That's a lot of noise for this silent film.
There you go. We're back, ladies and gentlemen. We're continuing our religious film month.
With another banger.
Yeah, I would have to agree.
Another heavy one.
I don't know if banger is the right word. This is a lot. This is heavy.
Another silent screening.
Silent auction.
Before I introduce our film, I want to introduce everybody in the room. Mr. Austin T. Young.
Woo! Woo!
Look at his hair.
Woo!
Look at that hair. It's strong, isn't it?
Woo!
Mr. Jean-Eric Castro, offering an acting perspective.
How you guys doing?
Oh, yeah.
I got a lot more questions now.
Do you actually?
Yeah.
Mr. Michael Law, offering a cinematography perspective.
I was waiting for the cheers. Aye. Got quieter.
That's actually in the film, too.
It is. Very much so.
And who's over there?
And Mr. Ricky the Man Rodriguez.
Ricky Tan.
You
Rick
make it.
Rod of the Rickster.
Ricky Tan.
Back in the studio, Ricky Tan.
Woo!
My man's is back.
Woo!
We
Just like this film didn't have much to say.
Woo!
We
Wow.
kept his seat warm. think.
I did.
You did. You did.
Ew. Nice.
They said I wasn't a good Googler, Rick.
He was a good canoodler.
Because you Google what you want to Google.
Oh, damn.
and Rick at least listens.
We don't want to
and
look
is
at
like,
your
"All right, they might
Amazon
need this."
search history, bud.
That's not, it's because
Mr.
you'll be like, hey, look that up. And if I don't have it up in 2 seconds, you get
What the
upset.
hell's going on?
Yeah.
Well, your
One of
man to your
my-
right does. get
Yeah.
it.
Rick's one of my favorite dudes to talk cinema with.
Thanks, man.
He completes the circle of the people I like to talk cinema with.
Like a circle.
Who else is in your circle?
Yep, this circle in this room.
I've always considered it kind of like an egg shape.
It's more like a triangle.
So it's like a SAR.
No, there's no more circle. Ricky, you want to go grab lunch or something?
Absolutely, let's just go.
And last but not least,
I'm your humble film servant, Ricardo Zamda, offering a writing direction perspective. We're here to talk about
Silence.
silence. We're here to talk about silence. We're here to talk about Martin Scorsese's 2016
show your camera again.
Show My Camera?
Yeah.
Which one's my camera? This camera? That
Yeah.
camera.
Get it close to your face. proud.
2016's
I thought it was
silence.
2014.
No.
And you can tell by energy, it's a heavy.
This is a heavy
film.
one.
Yeah.
It's always been a heavy one.
Religious month is just kind of...
It's kind of just heavy topics, heavy
know.
conversations,
Yeah.
heavy
The
exploration.
screening really reminded me of our Passion of the Christ screening, where like
Is that really what's
at first we were kind of like yeah, and then like halfway through we all just got
3D printed.
silent.
We should have
Austin
done,
3D printed a couple of these
yeah.
for us to have.
We should have done the invention of
It
lying.
actually works.
That's a religious movie.
It can be
Doesn't it get like religious toward the end?
Which one?
philosophical, maybe.
Which one? Which one?
Invention of lying. It's his
Ricky
Ricky
Gervais
Gervais
one.
performance.
It's got a little bit of
That thing in the back.
sprinkled in there.
Yeah.
Well, it's because...
well then maybe we can do Bruce Almighty.
Do these count?
Sure. You know, Sandra asked me,
I mean, it's a black.
like,
God,
hey,
so-
like she was listening to the podcast.
does that
or something.
mean?
She was
Hold
like,
on, wait. What's wrong if it was a black god?
I love Morgan Freeman.
I love
He's the way I
refrigerator.
think God looks like.
Okay. That's great.
All right, Sandra.
Sandra.
Yeah.
Sandra was
something
telling me, she was asking, she's like, oh, this is really cool. You guys are doing this. She's like, are you guys like exploring like different religions? I was like, no,
shit.
not this one.
No.
She's like, well, maybe next
Christ.
time or like another month. I was like, yeah, I think that'd be cool. Yeah, there he is. There he is. That's my God right there.
I think when I think
Is that you?
But yeah, so we're gonna focus like unintentionally, really, but I guess there's a pattern here that we're talking about, kind of the Christian faith and
We are
films
shallow-minded and-
that are exploring that. But I
love it.
I do want this to be a bit of a door, a passageway to exploring other cinema that highlights other religions. I talked about Satyajit Ray's Devi, which is kind of what kicked this whole thing off to like want to explore more cinema that tackles these subjects.
Right.
But this film specifically, Silence is just one of those things. I literally right before we watched it today, I spoke to another cinephile I like to have good conversations with. This man is an alumni of the podcast. Shout out to Chuck. And Chuck and I have some really cool conversations about cinema. And he's so composed, and he's kind of just like has seen everything under the sun, and he's an incredible cinephile. And you'll rarely ever see him get super jazzed up. Even the film's amazing. He'll be like, "Yeah, that was great, and it was good." Mm-hmm. And then that's kind of it. And then today we're like, "Hey, man," like right as he's walking out the door, "Hey, we're covering Silence." That's one of my all-time favorites.
Really?
You understand that film? Like I keep telling people, when Scorsese dies, they're gonna realize how much of a masterpiece that thing was. Like they're gonna go back to it. And I'm like, I've never seen you fired up like this, man. That's cool.
Can you talk a little bit what he liked about it, real quick?
I don't know. I mean, we didn't get past
just
that.
like was like, oh, that is like my favorite Scorsese like of all time.
But I never see him jazzed up, and I
That's cool.
say that kind of anecdote to say like this thing is so layered in a lot of ways that cinephiles, especially when you've seen X amount of cinema that covers this specific topic, it's like this one really does have a special place to say something, and that ending I haven't stopped thinking about since I saw it in theaters back in 2016.
Those are like where most of my questions are at.
Yeah,
The ending.
Scorsese Silence. Again, unintentionally not meant to be a Scorsese month, but we covered The Last Temptation of Christ last week, and that posed its own kind of questions. This kind of got deeper into, how far are you willing to go for your faith and
what that means.
And what it means and whether...
Or what faith is.
Yeah.
That's
Or whether the silence of God in your most times of peril... does that inform anything or not? Because coming from a Christian background, it does, right? Christians wholeheartedly believe there's missionary trips or stings. There's still countries that ban Christianity, and it's a badge of honor to go to those countries and spread the gospel. And if you die for your faith, you're a hero, essentially. And they won't admit that, and they won't use those words, but it is a badge of honor. It is a thing that if you die for your faith, you're a hero. And, that comes from a time of history that persecuted Christians, and it's a very, very hot topic in Christianity.
Yes, it is.
And this film really highlights it through a different lens and a more rooted lens, not just rooted in history. This film this novel. It's based on a novel. The novel's based on a true story of two Jesuit priests and who went through the
really
same. Yeah. And that's not just them. I mean, they kind of told their story and wrote this down. But this happened to a ton of people. This was an actual thing.
I had like one question that I really kind of like at the end of this film. Can I pose it right now?
Let's do it.
Sure. Pose.
Is the highest form of faith you're sacrificing yourself?
That's an interesting thing. I don't think blatantly that phrase is it, right? I don't think it's blatantly sacrificing yourself. I think it's I think it's just not giving, like, Delal and I have these conversations all the time. I think the ultimate level of faith
there you go
is when you stop being performative. Because there's so much of a performative spirit when it comes to religion.
What do you mean by that, performative?
So,
yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
No,
I
go
got
for it.
excited.
Go ahead.
No, so in moments where you're going out and you're saying the prayer out loud and doing these grand gestures to show just how, in this case, like how Christian you are and
right.
how devoted you are, and you carry this iconography and these symbols around you, and that's in a way that's performative. It's to let everybody know.
Oh, okay.
How, like,
almost publicly.
Yeah, and it's not. I'm not trying to diminish the people who sincerely do it for a specific reason and are very intentional about it.
No.
But I'm only speaking on my experience, and in my experience, there is a massive performative element to Christianity. All religions, but in my personal experience, there's a massive thing to pray as loud as you can and cry in your prayers and lay hands on people and really, intensely.
Or like go to those and no knock to people who believe and all that, but
right.
When you go to those sermons that it's very much meant to touch the old lady on the shoulder and she
Right.
collapses with
You
how
know,
much the Holy Spirit entered her.
The
in those
problem with
moments.
something like that is that I've had my fair share of encounters that have blown my mind in Christianity and quite literally seen miracles happen. I have. But there's equal parts of, the mega churches who are doing their thing to benefit financially. There's equal parts of, again, people being performative for the sake of monetary gain or just the gain of respect from your people. And that there is a lot of that. And I think what's beautiful about something like Silence and to pose to your question, I think the highest form of faith is when you stop. Your life's on the line. What are you really being performative about at that point?
Oh, what do you mean?
Yeah. In this, like in the scenario like this,
Right.
where you're posed with the question of, hey, if you just denounce your God, we could save these people.
So you're not about that?
That's not performative at that point. That's life or death.
Like,
actually.
I think the maximum that the film shows is when the people he's trying to save can't even see him trying to save them.
No.
Right.
When basically it's
integrity.
Like, yeah, it's kind of like those.
That's a lot to. That's a big word
Integrity?
for what you think that God is asking you for.
But that
And
again,
it's
but that's
such-
not the question you're asking.
No, I know. But it's like, okay, let me pose it. Is it more moral to stay true and kill others, or to betray and save millions?
And that's the ultimate question that this film is posing, right?
Yeah.
I mean, who knows? I think that at the
What
end
do you mean, who knows? My God would say no. I mean, I wouldn't let you kill yourself or others. Just say no. If you
I
believe
think
in me,
that's
it could be eternal.
I think that's the point that
That's fine.
I think that's the point that Rodriguez got to. And
Well,
it's
that's why I like
and it's the point that
Ferrero's character.
yeah, Ferreira's point. He's the one that kind of sprinkled like, hey, dude, he's not definitive.
Right.
He's not definitive about
He's kind of
anything.
regretful.
Yeah, he's kind of like, hey, look, just eat the.
That's why I kinda like this
drink
character
the
a little bit.
Kool-Aid and then spit it out. Like,
Yeah.
that's kind of what he's
Yeah.
saying, So and then you can drink your own Kool-Aid and it'll be fine.
Yeah.
So it's so interesting. But
Yeah, and
let's
then
get into ratings.
Yeah, I was about to say
before
we get too far.
we continue to.
That was good. I just needed
It's a
a.
great precursor, but well, you picked the film, sure.
I was trying to see if I can go first.
Oh, there you go.
I want you to go first.
All right. So my rating.
your rating.
He's silent.
Ah, I caught. There you go. I didn't catch that.
Yeah.
He's all happy about it. Yeah.
He's very proud of that joke.
It landed.
The second time was way better watchability.
Yes, I agree.
The first time I felt like I was like, oh my god, this is taking forever. But this time I was more into it. the
I
entire
also
time.
think that the first time you're just kind of like suffering through it with the characters.
Yeah.
And
Or try to find an understanding of what.
well, that's the thing.
But now
Like,
I'm like,
I feel like
oh.
normally in films you'll go through periods where, like, if you look at the hero's journey and that structure, it also is kind of meant to like recaptivate the audience and get their attention again, and not just like end on a down note, start on a down note, and like it'll take you where they go and they feel progress. And one small beat at the beginning is that he finds that second village, which makes him feel like, wait, faith is spreading all around. And then it gets to a certain point where it's like, oh no, village is gone, everything's awful. And I think that made the first watch kind of hard, right?
Yeah.
I think just watching this film was hard in general. I mean, I personally don't revisit this film very often, and when I do, it's such a internal ordeal.
What stood out on the second watch?
I think just a lot of the symbolism more than anything.
Yes.
But not to get too much into it right now, but my rating I'd probably put it like at a 9.3.
Whoa.
9.3.
Yeah. I think so far this has definitely been my favorite of the month.
Yeah.
Huh.
Very cool.
We're going right or left?
Let's go to Rick.
Ricky Tan.
You gonna leave me
I
last?
enjoyed it a lot. I mean, it's Scorsese doing exactly what he does best, and I think the performances are incredible.
Whoa, hold on. What?
What's up?
This is not what Scorsese does best.
I think there's
This
plenty
is
of,
Japanese
complete
people?
opposite. It's not fast paced. It's slower. It's letting the
I'm just
the
simply
emotion.
saying he knows how to do a film.
No, for sure.
I mean, in
But I
the-
was just like, this is not a Scorsese. I
What
think
is
this is more
in-
of his passion.
Typically.
Well,
Yeah.
the pit scene, when
Experimental, I
he
guess.
finally, gives up his faith to save the people, and it goes completely silent. stuff like that.
Okay,
What
okay.
a
Nice.
choice.
That is
All
true.
the symbolism
What
that
an
goes in with
incredible
it.
choice.
Just all the times where he did cut sound, all the times that, he played those sounds in the background, or the views from inside the bars, how he was literally walking from side to side and then he stops in between the bars.
True.
I didn't hear the Rolling Stones at all, but beyond that, I think we were in good
listen
shape.
to it. Yeah. and I think obviously Adam Driver and Liam Neeson, Andrew Garfield. I think Andrew Garfield is one of those actors that just makes everything better. He can be in anything, and he's amazing. And
I thought he was a little young for this part, but I was like, man, he knocks the part out.
I felt that way
so
the
good.
first time I saw it.
Because I don't know how
And
old the guy is in the book.
It doesn't matter. What matters is how it affects you, right? But
Yeah.
I felt that way too. The first screening.
he embodies the part.
Yeah.
But it's also very symbolic of Jesus, in his 30s and stuff. So it's like that. So
I also
that
feel
really
like by
works.
getting somebody like him, and even oh man, what's his name?
Adam
Driver. By getting both of them, where like in the beginning scenes, you can make them look young and clean cut and everything like that.
True.
And very quickly, you see them age, and you see them age hard. And looking at them going from the beginning, being very like chiseled and clean cut, to like full beards, to even like skinny with full beards, now fed with full beards, then clean shaven and taken care of, like all the stages. I just feel like him as an actor, they just did so much to like pad him, right, and like make sure that you feel every bit that he's going through. But
Agreed.
Rick, where do you sit at?
I think it ran a little bit long for what it was. It was still amazing. It was, at certain times repetitive. I think a solid 8.7 is pretty good.
Okay,
That's nice.
Fair.
8.7, nice.
Get the fuck out.
Hey,
is it
I didn't
8.7
say
or 7.8?
anything. I didn't say anything.
I'm so.
Sir,
Why am I being judged?
it's religious month.
9.4.
9.4.
This is on my top 10 movie list
Of all time?
of all time. Yeah.
So you put it in the capsule?
yeah.
That's an interesting one to put in the capsule to highlight religion. That's interesting.
Yeah. No, this
For
one.
sure.
Cinematography wise, this thing is like a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Story wise, I feel like it's super interesting and dynamic. And again, like I think we can't shy away from the fact that probably these stories speak so true to us because we come from this faith, so it hits harder. I mean,
Hey, you want to stop touching your mic arm, buddy? You're hurting our audio listeners.
You good? I
think because we're so close to this story and this concept, and I mean, even in our faith, there's this conversation of, are you doing enough? Are you living by example? Like, what is the full example? And I mean, I know that there's extremists in all directions, but it makes you question, like, what's enough for you and what's enough for the faith, and like, are you going and far enough? And I feel like, at least for me, it hits all the beats that I've always questioned in myself and always wondered, but it uses the lens of like well-made cinema to like help explore it. Where in a very safe way, I feel like I can watch this, get high complex emotions, and then come back down and be like, okay, like, why did I feel that way? Why is it that this shocks me so much? Why are we so mad at the guy who keeps asking for forgiveness? Are we not the same? Like, it's such a dynamic film in so many ways. I know, but I could rewatch it forever, and I think I'd find something new each time. I think the only reason I'm rating it not like a perfect 10 out of 10 yet is I don't know. It's just I still need to live with it a little more and understand it a little bit more. But I mean, it's up there. It's for sure one of my top 10s. But yeah, 9.4. Carlos?
Yeah.
Right answer.
I'm somewhere in that neighborhood. I'm probably at a 9.5. I think this one hits a little closer to home too, just on a personal level. But
Is this the highest you've given this month?
probably, I think so.
9.5, yeah,
Probably. I mean, but again, I think this similar to piggyback or echo rather Ricky's sentiment of this is Scorsese showing you his masterful ability to craft a story he cares about. And I think everything about this picture needs to be there. I think the first time I saw it, I kind of felt a similar way, like, oh yeah, this is great, and oh my gosh, and it's beautiful, and it's complex, and gosh, it's layered. But I think I ultimately felt like, all right, cool. We'll see what happens next. And I think on the surface, like any other Scorsese fan, you're more excited for things like The Irishman, or you're more excited for things like I think just on the surface, the scale of having somebody like Marty work with Al Pacino or De Niro.
You were excited when this came out, though.
I was because nobody cared about it. You know, like I had to go to Cielo Vista.
That was the only theater that had
one screen in the entire city that was playing this film in theaters.
Wow.
And
it was only a couple of days.
It was only a couple of days. And this didn't get Oscar love other than cinematography for Rodrigo Prieto. And it didn't get the attention. And I think my biggest takeaway the first time I saw it was like, genuinely, I think this is how I felt. This is why it didn't immediately shoot up to the sky for me. This, to me, was the film, I tell Austin this all the time, this is like the film that aged Marty. Because he went through so much to get this film done on a relatively minuscule budget for something like this, with different iterations of actors over the years, because the film got delayed time over time. He got sued and kind of got strong-armed to make this film against his will. And I think Scorsese ultimately was just like I feel a lot of the times, waiting to be, ironically enough, waiting to be the storyteller at his max to be able to tell a story like this. And he doesn't know it until he knows it, right? Like he's like forced into it.
True.
But I think he was just waiting. Maybe he wanted this to be his swan song. Like I feel like he was kind of strong-armed into this, and I think I resented that. I resented that for a bit, and then if you see pictures of Scorsese before Silence, and you see pictures of Scorsese after Silence, he aged. He aged like 10 years.
It's like going to war and after the war.
Genuinely, you can find comparisons of these things, or maybe that's just my imagination, but I swear, like this film I think I just resented it a ton because of those reasons. And then I saw it a couple more times, and eventually I got to a point of like, oh no, like kind of like what I was saying. I just wasn't ready. I wasn't ready to see this film as a cinephile. I wasn't ready to see this film as a human being, not having enough life experience. And I think I was just conflicted in those. And after watching it again today, this is probably like my 5th screening. Dear God, this is something that over time will tell me a different story and unravel another layer every screening. And it's just such a beautiful picture. And I think Scorsese can finally say, and I don't think he's ever said it out loud, because when I was watching this, I felt like I was watching a Kurosawa or a Fellini I felt like I was watching classic cinema. Not old or foreign cinema, classic cinema, like something off of the pantheon. And I've never felt that way before about this film, before today's screening. So I don't know. It just showed itself to me today in a way I hadn't. So 9.5, I'm pretty comfortable being at, and it's not necessarily in my top 10 the way with the Laos sits, but it's certainly something that I will never deny. It's incredible craftsmanship from somebody like Marty. Again, this just proves my soapbox right of not pigeonholing any director, but specifically the great Martin Scorsese, not pigeonholing him to making mobster films.
Yeah.
To understanding that if you give this man a sandbox and let him do what he does, and even if you limit his resources, this isn't his first rodeo. Like, he's going to make you something beautiful as long as he cares about it. And God, does he care about it. I mean, this film is just incredible. I can talk more about what it took to get here, but 9.5.
It's ludicrous for anybody to say that he's nothing but mobster films, because he's done just as many, just around as many religious films and stuff.
For sure.
Agreed.
That's
What's
funny
his
you
next
say
one?
that.
Yakuza?
You saw Fellini because...
What is the next one?
The author of the book was inspired by a Fellini film.
La Strada.
Strada.
Yeah, man. La Strada. And I went back to that a little bit. Okay. I was like, why? And I thought about Giulietta Messina's, who's Fellini's muse. I'm butchering her name, I know. But Giulietta Messina, who was Fellini's wife and his muse, she was in every one of his films. She's an incredible performer, but in a film like La Strada, she's incredibly annoying because of how passive she is. And by the way, Anthony Quinn is from El Paso, fellow El Pasoan.
Hey.
He's from El Paso, starring in a Fellini film. And this film, yeah, I can see how the author of the novel would be like, dude, get up! Like, let's stop letting you get dragged through the mud like that.
Is it
But
a
yeah,
silent
I saw Fellini.
No, right? No.
I don't know why I came back to things like Kurosawa's Rashomon and even Seven Samurai to a bit, and yeah, I don't know. Silence to me like showed itself to me in a way of like.
I almost felt like it was
this
Scorsese making a Kurosawa film.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Paying homage.
Really quick to answer all this question. His next one is that Ghost one.
Oh, the ghost story one.
Yeah, he's in production right now for that with Leo and Jennifer
I
Lawrence.
think they took a pause for the Oscars or something.
They might have, yeah, but they're in production. I'm excited for that one. That's like one of Marty's favorite films is a film called Yugetsu, which I really want to cover on this show. It's an incredible Japanese ghost story, and I think he's finally going to be able to pay homage to that. I'm so excited for
So
that.
if he's doing now, who's doing Heat? Who's directing Heat?
Michael Mann.
Michael Mann again? Nice.
Michael Mann is coming back. Leo starring in it.
Yeah, so I was like,
the
man,
Val
Leo's got a
Kilmer
nice
role.
little...
And they just cast a bunch of other good people in that thing. There's a good amount.
Well, they're bringing back Pacino
Yeah.
or De Niro. I know they're bringing back one of them.
TV series.
Who was it? Pedro Pascal, maybe? Not Pascal. I don't know, but aside from Leo, there was a couple other names that were. It's a prequel, to my understanding.
Yeah, but who's the other one? It's Leo and...
I forget. Johnny Depp, maybe.
If only we had a Google.
He's fine in it.
No,
Oh,
you're
what
good,
happens
you're
that night? That's Scorsese's next film.
Jennifer Lawrence.
Mads Mikkelsen is in?
Dude,
He's incredible.
And Hannibal, dude, I love them.
Oh my gosh, man! I was just talking to somebody today about the party one, another round.
Oh, I haven't seen that
Oh,
one. I've
God,
seen the
man.
poster, but I haven't.
Another round, yeah. He's
Yeah.
so good.
Really?
Thomas Vinterberg. Vinterberg's one of the original Dogma 95 guys, and this is so cool. Anyways, 9.5. 9.5.
My rating.
Tell us why your rating is the one that's right, Gasso.
Yeah, after my second watch, I think like this type of film deserves patience. Because in the first one, that's all I took off. It's like, it's too long. It's too repetitive with the suffering. Mm-hmm. It was just a lot. It was draining. Especially this one, the second time, it's draining as well. But the second viewing, I saw a lot. I saw a lot of the symbolism. And I just love how each character grew on me. Like, at first, I was like, Adam Driver, he's just steady with his faith. Whereas this guy's kind of questioning his faith. Well, not questioning, right? But he's kind of blindly going at it, right?
Yeah.
And then they grew on me. They just grew on me, like the symbolism of like Judas being the guy, Kishido. But then he humanizes him, right? He's kind of like, he's us, right?
Yeah.
Like he's trying to do good, but he messes up a lot.
And I mean, you really do put Andrew Garfield's character as that like the Jesus type. Like there's even that moment in the pond when he
Christ.
looks.
You really like that one. I don't know if that was too...
Oh God, dude!
No,
that
because
scene.
I think for him, I mean, in the delirium, it's like,
Yeah, I
wait a
love that.
minute. Maybe the suffering I'm going through
Yeah.
is exactly like him.
It's-
so we're one and the same. So this is
Yeah.
just like my trials, and I just got to get through it. But
Yeah.
it's part of the plan, and
I
then
think
it's
that
kind of
definitely
like,
falls into like the performative stuff that like
Yeah,
Carlos was saying,
this is what I love about
Yeah.
Liam Neeson's character.
And then when he showed up, it just made the film a lot, but it made more sense to me. I was like, oh,
I like Liam Neeson's character. There's a pattern here, by the way. You love Scorsese's third acts. That's your.
it just...
Wait, really quick, did we get a reading before we go too far?
My bad. Hey, well, you had like 5 minutes. Come on, give me some time.
I think it was because I was
No, you're good. You're good.
overstepping.
I love
You
hearing that.
do your thing.
No, just give it and then we'll go back to it. Yeah.
First watch would have been a lot lower. Second watch, 8.5.
8.5.
Okay.
Yeah, I just...
It's
you
growing
have
on you.
questions.
No, yeah, not only it grew on me, I learned a lot. Like, I understood more the second watch. It just...
I think it's a fascinating word that you're using. It's true. This film needs patience.
Because at first, I remember
You need
watching
to
it and,
really
and
be
getting mad at
patient.
you with the whole... I wasn't even watching the film. I was just like the theme of the film of... Well, the whole survival and then your
Yeah,
faith.
yeah.
I remember the first time seeing it. There was almost like a. I think what most people get out of this movie, you're almost angry that you're
Yeah.
seeing something like this. You're kind of thinking like,
An
especially
injustice.
And then I'm kind of weird too. My bad.
You know
I'm
what?
kind of weird too. when I see a film like that, I'm always like,
You're stupid.
no. I'm always like wondering if I'm in that situation, would I like attack? Like I know I'm gonna die. Like how? I was watching that like with a bunch of those Japanese guys. Sorry, I don't want to offend anybody, but I was just like, how can I take that guy down? If I do that a lot. I don't know
what's
why.
cool. You know what's cool about a good storyteller. Listen to the conversation we're having. We're not talking about like the performance wasn't great or what the lighting was right. We're talking about what it made us feel.
Exactly.
And like Ricky and I have a constant conversation about a handful of directors that like say what you want about them. Say that The Irishman was long and that De Niro is kicking him like he's 80 and there's no bad film in a Scorsese filmography. There just isn't. Try to pin down a bad Scorsese film. It doesn't exist.
Not enough to say bad, no.
Exactly.
No.
There's, comparable or just like your preference, but
I agree with
enough to say bad. And there's a handful of filmmakers. Spielberg doesn't have that, by the way, in my book. Spielberg's got some bad shit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, what
His
about the
new one
BFG?
looks-
Exactly.
His new one looks kind
His
of.
new one kind of,
I like the new one.
I don't know how to feel about it. My point is that there's only a handful of filmmakers like that where you could say, dude, there's just no
I don't know
denying
that
it.
Thriller music videos.
But
Nolan's another one.
I bring that up because usually as filmmakers, the first thing we run to is like, I don't know, dude, the pacing was off, and I don't know, I didn't like that cut there, and those. But here we're talking about I'm frustrated for these characters.
Yeah,
I'm upset. I walked out of this first screening feeling like, dude, what the fuck? It drained me. And when there's an intentional storyteller, he wanted you to feel drained.
Yeah, that's good.
He wanted you
Almost
to
like
feel
magic. Yeah.
Yeah, it's incredible
That's
that somebody
why
could
I
do
was
that.
bringing up like on the first viewing. I don't think I'm super religious. I feel like I have my own relationship with my religion, and that's kind of where it sits. But I remember walking out of this one just kind of being angry because this almost feels like, for a lack of a better word, it feels like the kind of film like an atheist would show you, like, see,
Right.
look at that. Like,
Right.
he could have solved the problem ages ago, but instead he's doing this because, at the time, that's what they were trying to do. It was kind of like trying to say, look, we're going to beat down your priests so much. And then I love the way that they phrase it. Oh, we learned our mistakes. If you kill the priests, they feel like martyrs, and then the faith grows. But if we teach them that you're the reason that they're suffering,
Yes.
then you solve everything. Yeah. So that's what we're doing now.
The
like
roots.
And I don't know. It like on the second viewing, you were just able to like see it and not so much feel like, oh, it's this attack towards me, or it's just constant like
Exactly.
like pain.
There's a
purpose.
There's a term out there that my brother uses a lot to make fun of filmmakers I like, and it's funny because it's from Family Guy. And
Shaboopy?
it's the whole
Giggity.
sentiment of being a pretentious filmmaker or being a pretentious cinema lover.
It insists
It
upon
insists upon itself. And I think that at the risk of filmmakers trying to do something deep and layered and complex, you can fall into that trap fairly easily. So I think to navigate the waters of saying, hey, I'm not trying to show you fancy Jesuit 16th century Japan. I'm trying to show you a very human story that poses a question that you're going to ask yourself probably the rest of your life. And that's so hard to do. It really is hard to do.
One thing I will criticize about it, it's also one-sided. It's also kind of Christian-sided.
Sure. Yeah, it's in their perspective, absolutely.
Yeah.
But think about it. Doesn't that also humanize the bad guys? Hey, dude, we're not trying to hurt you. We're not trying we want you to go home as much as I do. It's like
because even when you look at like what they're honestly doing compared to like, let's say a war prisoner, right? Or a prisoner of war. Like, you would look at those guys being tortured, and it's the people being like, we captured you, and punching them and then leaving them to starve and all that kind of stuff. And with this one, it's like, we're still giving them food. We're punishing them.
He said, feed me 3 times a day so that my body betrays my heart.
Is that what you're doing?
And you see that with all the prisoners, even like the guys like, hey, I don't want to be in the sun as much as any of you want to be in the sun. It's just a formality. Just step on the thing. Once you step on the thing, we let you
We can all go
go.
home.
We all call it a day. Like, and then once this dude like relinquishes the faith, it's okay. We all go home.
Though I understand your sentiment about the perspective being one-sided, I think it's forcing you to ask yourself, who's the bad guy here? The guy who's like adamant about his faith, or the dude who just chops some dude's head off to prove a point? Who's the martyr?
I like that shot. My bad, but did you see that shot? Like
Great shot.
that with the cross.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
That's good.
But I mean, I think though, as much as the perspective or the point of view of the character we're following is one-sided, I think it's meant to do that so that you can feel his pain.
Yeah.
I don't think it's meant to make you pick a side. I think it's meant to show you, hey,
Okay.
where are you at with these guys? Who's the real asshole, and why, and how far are either? Because, dude, even to an extent, the Japanese are defending their religion. They're defending their ways.
The culture.
They're chopping their heads off, of farmers as a disposable thing. Like, yeah, we're using that guy as a point. Let's just chop his head off to prove our point, to defend our culture, to defend our religion.
Right.
Buddhists and Buddhist temples. And why is it like they're
Because
doing the same thing?
They even have the conversation like.
Oh, what a great shot.
They even had the conversation where he's like, "Oh, like we've taken the time to understand you, but have you taken the time to understand us?" And then it's kind of like, you don't know our language, you don't know our customs, and even the father that like converted or like apostatized, at first he didn't want to do any of this. He like criticized everything, and then eventually he learned that this is the way it is.
And the most successful Christian missionaries these days, I can tell you, assimilate. They go to the other countries.
That's a big word.
They become part of the culture. They learn their ways. What food do they like? What food do I bring to the party? What drinks? You know what I'm saying? Like how do I embed myself in this culture so that I can relate to these people? And then they drink the Kool-Aid because he's one of us. Yeah, but maybe I should listen to this guy.
Towards the end, what does he mean? I love the lines, but what does he mean? Like, I wasn't able to break you, but the swamp of Japan broke you.
That he's blaming it
culture,
on.
not me,
Yeah,
like
he's
me.
blaming it on the institution of tradition. He's blaming it on, like, dude, Japan has been around.
Oh, that's different.
The Japan has been around longer than Christianity. Nothing's gonna shake this rock.
Oh, that's strong.
That's what he's saying. Is like, hey, it's not your fault. It's not mine. We have to protect this tradition.
Yeah, I like that line. Muna. Okay.
Austin, you had something.
Well, more of a question than anything. More with Liam Neeson's character, like especially in that third act. I know he's kind of the one that tells Garfield's character, like, "Oh, just do it, dude. Like, there's no point." Was he? How do I put this? Because at first you almost feel like his like almost symbolizing the devil telling him to like go against the faith, but like that turning him is almost like he's trying to like help him out, right? Like
Yeah.
right.
I think that one of my favorite things about this film is the ambiguous nature of his character, or Father Ferreira.
I almost feel like he's telling him like, "Hey, it's okay. God is gonna forgive
Yeah.
you."
That's why I needed that to keep watching this film. I was like, okay.
it builds up so much to that because at first they have each other. It's Adam Driver and Andrew Garfield,
And then this
they
guy's like
have
a
each
legend,
other
right?
to like
Yeah.
keep
'Cause they're
faith
mentor.
alive. But then once they split up, now it's like there's nobody here to remind you about your faith.
Oh,
you are the definition of your faith. So now
Yeah.
people
You're
are
the
only going to follow
cornerstone.
you.
Yeah, you're the cornerstone
And then
for other people.
after they get separated, and he sees that the faith of one or the fate of one is that he dies, thinking, well, at least I stayed with the faith. At least I died, telling them, don't apostatize, like, stay true to the faith. And then he died that way. It's like, okay, well, he died that way. And then it's just all these challenges that layer upon themselves, because then it's like, we could give you pain, we could starve you, we could hurt other people, but let's go and take you to the guy who is your, like, not in a weird way, but like he's your master, the one who taught you, and then get that guy to tell you, yeah, and I changed. And then get him to like the last, really just cherry on top of the whole thing is the people you're saving can't see you. They can't even view you questioning right now.
Yeah.
Like right now, if you changed, if you didn't change, all that's happening is that they're suffering. And I'm just telling you, they even say it's just a formality. Like, just do it. You have everything placed in front of you, your master, and then the final step being that he looks down and hears the voice of God for the first time in the film.
Yeah.
First and only time in the film, he finally hears him, and it's okay.
And
You
think
can do
about it. The people that they're following, not just Jesus. Jesus is the ultimate example, obviously. Martyrs get written into the Bible, right? Like, martyrs become the saints that you carry in your pocket. The people who die for their faith, that's
That's what I'm saying. Is that the ultimate?
No, well, I mean, I don't know about the ultimate sacrifice or the ultimate level
Well,
of
you
faith.
kinda
No, but I think
painted it
the
like
other
that.
part of that is when when you're asking yourself these questions or where you're going into the faith, is it performative? I want to be like that guy. I'm following St. Paul because St. Paul went against the status quo.
I see where you're coming from.
Is it that you want the glory for yourself, or is it that you're trying to give the glory to God and that you're really trying to do this because you truly believe in this?
Even when Liam Neeson questions him and says, if Jesus was here right now, what do you think he would do?
Yeah.
Is he going to let everybody suffer because that's what you do and everybody dies for a faith? And I mean, the part that always gets me is the part in the conversation where he says, do you know what the Son of God is to them? And he's like, well,
the Son.
It's the Son. Like, that's
It was bad, like what you're always arguing, lost in translation.
Yeah.
When they came over and they translated Son of God, it translated to Son. Deus translates to the Son.
Yeah.
And it's a very interesting point. But again, who's right in this? Is he saying that just to get him to convert to? Is he saying that because that's a student? Am I saving his life by just forcing him to make this action? And then ultimately, you start to wonder, what does he do behind closed doors? What does Liam Neeson's character do behind closed doors? Does it inform anything that Andrew Garfield's character does? Because the wife was obviously in cahoots.
Also,
Yeah,
because
because
like,
she's the one that put the cross in there, right?
well, also like when they're doing the whole Christian on Christian thing, it almost seemed like those times Liam Neeson was trying to let stuff go through,
Yeah.
and Garfield would find
Like
it.
I almost felt like he was using big, complex English words in short spurts to be like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Because he even says like our God or what do you say?
Yeah,
I
it was
doubt
our
it.
God. And then it's like, wait, you said our God. And he's like,
I doubt it.
I doubt it.
But again, that's kind of that's why I love that ambiguity. It's like you could still worship your God and silently,
in silence.
That's literally the whole.
not just in silence worship your God, but in silence potentially spread your gospel to people who are actually going to listen to you, like your family,
It's
like
not
your
about
wife.
the relationship you have with God. It's about the relationship people have with you.
Yeah.
Meaning, like, it's so interesting that Andrew Garfield was so easy to tell his followers, just give up, just
do
step
it.
on it, say whatever you need to do that. But he won't do it to save others. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, and I think that's kind of his point, is that God would forgive you the same way you forgave your followers.
I think a lot of people in his position, priests, specifically pastors, hierarchies of the church, they're afraid to lose status more than they're afraid to present
Always
something
comes
in a
down to
fashion.
greed.
Yeah, I don't know about greed, but I think status.
I mean,
Status
that's
power,
greed.
right?
I mean, that's
I think I'm not even using the right word. Prestige or
It's
more.
like your reputation.
Yeah,
It's
reputation. You
Reputation,
want to
yeah.
save
all
face,
your work
right?
was for nothing if
Yep.
you fail them at this
If you,
And
but
that's
because
heavy.
you know why? Because that makes you one of the people again. If you just go down and be one of the people again, you're not the high priest. You're not the guy that people revere and follow, and you might be doing it for a cause. And half of the time, it's sincere, and there's sincere people who are doing it for the cause. But why is it so hard for you to give up your rank? Why is it so hard for you to give
that's
up
your
your
whole
rank?
life works. Yeah.
And more so, maybe now, but the Catholic Church has so much power historically. In history, just in sheer history, the Catholic Church
Scary power.
holds so much power that giving your seat up in that organization, it's really interesting, man. I mean, look,
I mean, we're going to kind of cover that when we talk about
I was about to say that.
about conclave.
Yeah.
when we talk about conflict.
It's really, I think a question that's posed in this thing too is like, hey, are you really doing it because you believe in this? Are you really you believe in Jesus and you want the world to know him? And it says in the Bible that if you die for your faith, you will be rewarded and you'll be in paradise. But are you really, is that really in your heart? Or are you just similar to the last temptation of Christ? Or are you a human being too that's questioning? And I love the voiceovers in this film. The voiceovers in this film are
How do you take
so
those?
masterful.
Well, are
They're
we talking
internal.
about God or?
All of them.
Oh,
I don't know how to think
I
about-
thought they were letters.
They
Well,
are.
yeah,
They
yeah.
are.
They
I mean,
started being letters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They started
But there's
as letters.
also inner monologues.
Yeah.
There's inner monologues of
yeah.
Rodriguez being like, God, why have you forsaken
But
me?
then
Like,
God also
then
talks. Right?
yeah. Is that his exactly?
Well-
is that his imagination? Is that his delirium?
Well, that's
Or
what I'm
is that
saying.
God?
Nowadays, we know that. Yeah.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong. They were letters
Yeah.
up until he starts going crazy. And then, it's about him, internal monologues until the Dutchman shows up in his right.
We kind of end with letters, right? Yeah, no, that's the way the novel's structured. But I think that the internal monologues, it's so hard to do internal monologues via voiceovers. It's so hard because it's so easy and it's so overused.
But they did it.
But there's nobody better to do voiceovers than Marty.
Yeah, this was good.
Like the voiceovers in this are so intentional and they make you wonder. And like
Better than Goodfellas?
I mean, comparable for sure. I think the best thing about the voiceovers in Goodfellas, especially if you're watching Goodfellas for the first time, is you go from Henry Hill's voiceover as far back as I can remember. I always wanted to be a gangster, and you follow Henry Hill until you're following his wife, until it switches on you, and now you're in Karen's voiceover, and you're like, whoa, who's ever done that before? Like I was following this one guy, I trusted him, and now I'm following her perspective. It's so fascinating. But in this film, I think the cooler part about it is that God's voiceover comes up, and it's not, there's no vibrato, there's no resounding echoing coming from a light in the sky. It's a board on the ground talking like a normal dude saying, it's all right.
Do it. No.
It's all right. And some people would argue, no, dude, I don't believe in the cloud in the sky that's going to talk in my ear.
How did
Some
you
people
feel about
argue
this?
like,
This
God.
has always caught me. Where look, it's the muddiest foot on earth, but then it stays
Yeah,
clean.
that kind of threw me off. But
Is
it's
that-
also
It's- to me,
symbolic.
that's-
Like
to me,
it's
that's too
the-
vague.
it won't tarnish the
Yeah,
faith no matter
exactly.
what you do.
Yeah.
The first time I saw it, I was like, "What the hell?" But today, that's when I kind of had that perspective of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah, but I personally love that. I love that God isn't the voice of Morgan Freeman in this scenario. I
At
love
first,
that.
I thought it was.
It kind of sounded like it, right? But I like
Or
that
again-
it's just this.
In the faith, I feel like we hear so many stories about in the moments of absolute silence, then thunder erupts and the
Through
ground
the burning
shakes,
bush,
and
yeah, and it's cool, man. But I think in this scenario, it's like the use of sound design to complement the voiceovers.
That's another one, man. Because he uses silence a lot. Like that's literally.
Absolutely.
But when you do hear like certain sounds, it emphasizes everything.
It's
It-
like
it
that
highlights.
room. You guys know about that room?
Oh, the quietest room in
the
the world.
quietest room in the world, where if you stay in there for 10 minutes, you go fucking crazy. You
Like,
can hear the
I
blood
think-
in your veins.
I think they
Bloody
say
God,
most
you're-
people don't last more than like 3 or 4 minutes.
Yeah. There's a record. Like some guy tried to last 60 minutes and went fucking insane. And I bring that room up because I think it's piercing silence in this film. Not just like the scene you described, which I think is the most gorgeous thing when he finally falls over and you see the dust rise and it's nothing but quiet. But also when he's talking, when the God monologue is coming up, it's piercing silence. You don't hear the crackling of the fire. You don't hear, no, it's so quiet and all you hear is this voice. And it's piercing. It's so like, at first you're kind of like, this isn't God. It's so underwhelming. And then you're like, oh, maybe that's similar to that conversation we had about how is the devil represented. Is the devil the guy with horns with a tail, and with, you know, or is he the dude that looks like an angel? Is
Yeah.
it like it's so cool that the voice of God is the voice of reasoning in this scenario, and it doesn't have to be fancy, and there's no bells and whistles. And I'm telling you to save your own life, dude. Whether that's actually God or his delirium, who fucking knows? That's beautiful.
No, yeah.
It's
Absolutely.
so
Absolutely.
cool.
Fun fact: you know why they do that to their heads?
Why?
Because it's for their helmets and for hygiene, and that's what I read.
That's cool.
Hell yeah.
I thought it was a samurai thing.
Yeah,
Samurai
but
helmet thing.
Yeah, the samurai helmet. Yeah. Like so
We saw it in Seven Samurai. They described it in Seven Samurai.
Oh, really?
I think.
Oh, okay.
Or
Yeah,
maybe
like-
we talked about it during the podcast. Like we read up on it or something.
Like this whole thing.
Oh man, look at this voice. That close up. We go
It's
into
so
the
calm
close
and
up.
soothing too. So it's not
Yes.
it's not grandiose. It's just soothing.
We hit that close up.
Come ahead.
Oh,
It's all right. Step
Man,
on
no,
me.
it's all right.
who's the voice? Who did the voice?
True. That's
for
a good
this?
question.
Oh man, this is
understand
just
your
so
pain.
great.
Scorsese actually
Such
did
a
the
I know,
voiceover.
so great. He does make a cameo by the
I
way.
was
He
born.
does?
in
Where?
Get the
this
fuck
world.
out of here! Where?
The crowd?
So small. Yeah, it's like he's a crowd guy in the corner when in one of the last.
Confirmed?
scenes. Yeah. You could
What?
YouTube
That's
this.
cool. That's cool.
But
I thought even just this little monologue from that voice was
It's
great.
Your life
incredible.
is
Yeah.
with me now.
it's so good.
I don't know. To me, yeah, I love it. But in my scenario, like I would be screaming to stomp on this thing.
Yeah.
Just stomp on
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And that's everybody, because I mean, like, he's supposed to be like
Oh, and then that image
Oh.
of Jesus disappearing. Oh,
like the candle going out, right?
it's the one that he saw his whole life. It's the. By the way, this is the famous painting. It's in
Oh, it
Spain.
is?
It's in Toledo right now in Spain.
Oh, okay.
It's- yeah, no,
That
it's
makes it a little bit more.
But it's like, again, the image that you paint of your God. When you think of God, I think of this image.
Yeah.
It might be imagery that your mom had hanging up in the house your whole life. Like, that's the image you think of when you think of God.
Morgan Freeman.
And when you're faced with what you're determining it is the actual God, the image is gone.
Yeah. that's
Now this
beautiful.
image
That's beautiful,
replaces
man.
that image. Oh, God, dude, it's so good.
yeah.
Silence came up.
Syrian Heinz.
Syrian Heinz. What else has he done? Who is he?
The Heinz ketchup commercial.
Yeah, like, has he done any voices for like?
Have you needed a little ketchup in your life?
Ketchup?
Go ahead.
Is
Belfast.
Silence.
Liam Nelson?
Neeson.
Oh, he's the old guy in
He's the
Belfast,
go-
right?
Oh, he's the guy. He's,
Who? Oh,
That narrows
that
it
guy?
down.
He's that guy. Oh,
Yeah,
dude, he's in
No
Killers of the Flower Moon.
way.
He's the old man in Belfast. That's what I said.
he's
Yeah.
in this film too. Like,
Wait, yeah, he's the priest.
Yeah,
he's
he's
the
the one
priest
that
at the
sends them out.
beginning. Oh, that's so good.
What?
Oh, that's so good.
So he came out.
no, but think
He's
about
the
it.
priest in the beginning.
The one that tells him don't go on this journey, and the father Pharaoh, he's already dead.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
got word. It's that guy. But think about how great that is as a choice. The high priest that I revere.
The
that's
one who
the voice of God
has
to
to give
me.
you permission to follow God's mission.
Oh, that's so good. That's so good. I love that so much.
You just needed permission.
That's so cool. That's so cool. Again, but it even adds to your point, Gus. So, like, hey, the voice of God you're talking about is the priest
Exactly.
who sent you out
Yeah,
here.
because that's what I'm thinking right
Is
now. I'm
it-
like,
Do you feel like
so good. So good.
I mean, how do you how should I phrase this? Mainly for you, Castro. How did you handle the film with that constant battle, which I feel like the film's always posing? Like, what would you do in that situation? Because even that the question that we have with our faith is like, what would Jesus do? And like in every moment that this guy's going through, is that what made it maybe like difficult to watch or difficult to see? Because you feel like
especially
I would have like
the first round for sure.
nunchucked that guy and then just like powered my way through.
You crazy, Jesus? You're crazy.
So if I was in issues, what would I do?
Yeah. Would you even go to Japan, or would it just be like, ah, man, I'm so sad that he's gone?
Man, that's a weird.
Anyways, who gets his pay?
Yeah.
Who gets his
Who gets his wife?
Who gets his because they're not married.
Oh.
Who gets his portion in the what is it the
rice?
communion?
You gonna eat that bread?
You can eat that bread and that wine, or can I get
Who
his
gets
bread
his
and
little
wine?
altar boy?
Yeah. Oh, gosh, jeez.
Thus.
Thus?
Yeah.
What's that?
You said G's.
Oh,
Zaz
right.
wept.
Yeah. What would you do?
Well, I'm putting myself in that time.
It's you and
in that
Adam
era.
Driver.
right now, because you know my answer right
I'm
now.
fucking. I'm.
You know
What?
Castro's answer in 2026, right? It'd be like, no, I'm not gonna go over there.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I understand. I understand what his mission is. It's a tough. To me, it's a tough way to live your life on blind faith, and to me, I can't do it justice for me living 80 years.
There's no such thing, by the way, just so that it sounds like a redundant word.
But
There's no
without-
such thing as non-blind faith.
brother,
There's no such thing.
brother.
As non-blind
Meaning
Right?
seeing face.
seeing faith.
There's no such thing. Think about
Castro,
what.
this is the mirror situation all over again.
No, because he said blind faith.
But you said non-blind.
Yeah. What? There's no such thing as blind faith.
That means
it's a redundant-
I see
It
you
is.
and I have faith that you're real.
It is.
Yes.
Actually, wait, isn't that just like schizophrenia?
Jeez. It's
Thank
a
you.
redundant. It's a
You see how
redundant
I
thing.
circle? See, what did I say last year? Last movie, last podcast.
It's a redundant
Schizophrenia is
phrase.
shitty.
Blind faith is faith.
now we know
There's
more.
no other way to have faith.
That's what I'm saying.
Trust is different from faith.
It's just to
They're two
me,
different
my
things.
God, whoever I believe upstairs,
Uh-huh.
big guns upstairs.
Yeah.
Big guns.
Yeah, to me this is
I like the idea of
Papa
it
G.
actually being two big guns that he prays to.
And
Just
para,
point at me
what
at
were
any
they calling it?
second.
Paraiso? or-
But I
That's so sad.
shit. I lost my train of thought. What was it?
faith.
Two big
Blind
guns.
faith.
Yeah. It's so easy, and I've said this my whole life.
Uh-huh.
It's so easy for him to just show up.
Right.
Fix it.
but he doesn't.
According to our beliefs, right?
No. Just by what do you call it?
Faith.
No, just
Ability.
ability. Yeah.
You know what's funny? I've had this conversation with people,
Oh my god, that's him.
and that's him. That's Marty. Right
so silly.
You better put that on the podcast.
right there. I've had this conversation with people,
But isn't
and
that
I
blind
still
faith?
believe this. Hold on, I still believe this. Obviously, there's a constant battle between something like evolution and Christianity, right? I was always like the guy saying "what if," right? So I was always telling people,
Jesus
how do you-
shooting Charles Darwin.
yeah,
You
How
crazy,
do,
Jesus?
You crazy, Jesus? How do you know? How do we know based on both beliefs, right? Just
me with
shooting
it.
devil's advocate.
Hit me with it.
How do we know that the Big Bang wasn't the first domino? God just went like bing, and then just said, "I designed it. I'm letting."
Because
Deuces.
I've always asked that question, and I think it's the smartest and unanswered question. Then who created him? Everything has to be created by something. It just doesn't pop out. Science has proved that.
Guys, so at that point, you're going with the chicken and the egg here, buddy.
No,
It's
but science has
also-
proved that. Something always comes out of something.
It
Yes.
was the
It needs energy,
But yes,
or whatever the fuck.
Yes,
Boom.
right. Yes. Here's the problem with that. The problem with that is that why does something have to fit within your box?
What do you mean?
this ain't taxes.
Why does God have to fit in your box? God, according to you, is this grand person who could solve world hunger right now if he wanted to.
That's
right?
how I was preached when I was
Why
little.
does God have to fit in your box? And this is the way I interpret God nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Coming from a guy who was like the Christian, the good going Sunday going Christian.
Yeah.
I think God has better things to do than give a shit about what I got going on or don't got going on. Dear God, I hope He
That's
has
starting
things
to
to
sound like it's not a god. It's starting to
No,
sound
he
like
is a
something
god.
else.
do. What?
I don't know. Maybe some fucking alien side
Why?
project.
Because in your box that
It's not
you
a
grew
God
up to,
according to your definition
yes.
of God.
What do you mean?
God can be big. God should be bigger than your definition of God.
Okay, where are we going with this?
As an example, right?
Yeah.
Christians believe that the only living beings are on this earth, right?
That's crazy.
Why? Why? Not just why. Hold on.
'Cause we've learned throughout the years with
I'm not
science
saying. I'm not arguing against you. I'm not saying. I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah.
I'm not asking why as much as I'm asking, like, dude, if we already know that there's a solar system and there's a Milky Way and there's galaxies
Never
and
mentioned.
we're the small marble and Ben and Black.
never mentioned in the Bible.
It doesn't because that's a box. God is such a bigger
I'm looking
thing.
at it.
What do you mean you're looking at it?
I'm looking at the
You're
sky.
looking at your box.
No,
Dude,
I'm
you-
looking at the facts, the science, the
You
proven
can't
data.
go. Even that is a human creation.
Okay.
You can't go outside of that. There's a sphere that we cannot contextualize because we're not gods. Genuinely,
So we just-
whatever's in existence, we
just-
can't
just
understand
believe?
it. And this is
So just
why
believe?
human nature.
Just believe
the
until I
bigge-
hear something?
This is the craziest thing, dude. You're proving my point. The biggest thing that humans are afraid of is death because of the uncertainty. Why is the
Yeah,
uncertainty of
I'll give you
death
that.
so scary?
I'll give you
because
that.
you can't control it, and we're such control freaks as humans
And
that
I
we
think-
want
I
to
think-
know everything.
I think religion
and that's
and
why
faith is a way to
science-
cope with that.
And that's why science is such a sound, safe thing for most people because it's like I can control this because I can prove it. There's things that
Yeah.
there's. Let's put
That's
it this
how
way.
that's how we've gotten so far in civilization.
Existence is bigger than you. It's bigger than me.
For sure.
There's
100%.
we live in, it's like Futurama. Our universe is in this blue box and there's fucking an infinite color of boxes.
I think that's why they also said in I'm trying to think of the reference. But they in communication theory, there's a whole notion that even in science, something that we feel like, oh, that is truth. It's truth until proven otherwise. Everything is like it's basically true
Until something disproves it.
until like
But it's at least a step forward. Whereas with faith, is just you're just standing
no,
on,
because
on,
I
a-
mean, you know,
on an
like-
island. Whereas
but
the
I
other one,
mean-
you're taking a step forward. Like, okay, we're
I
gonna
think
try
that's-
this.
that's-
We're
That's
gonna.
the problem with like all religions because they can be as true as you need them to be because you're looking in the right place.
It just sounds like something that you need.
But,
No, you're
but
looking at the
here
right
we're
place.
talking
It's
about
a
religion versus.
coping.
This is the key factor thing. We're talking about religion versus God.
Yeah, true.
Religion will limit itself to whatever it needs to limit itself. God, you have no fucking idea, so why try to disprove it?
No.
I can't. Carlos M. de la Torre on this podcast can publicly admit I don't know shit. I can't disprove or prove God.
But that's what I'm saying.
And I'm kind of glad. Like,
How
I'm kind of
can I
glad
live
that
my
there's something
life
bigger
to
than me.
that 80 years
How?
with not knowing?
What else, dude? We're constantly.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's a
we're
coping mechanism.
constantly-
It gives you
We're
a
constantly
reason.
dedicating our lives to everything without knowing.
Yeah.
Everything. There's nothing
Well,
sound.
come on.
No,
Okay,
there's
Castro,
nothing
Castro,
sound.
Castro.
Come on.
What are your
Are
thoughts
we
on
arguing
like?
the truth of religion or the reason for religion? Because that's
No, the reason for
No,
really,
the reason
I
think
know
we're on
the
agreement.
meaning.
We're on
Coping, like you
agreement
said.
Yeah.
on
But-
a coping mechanism, an uncertainty pad pillow for you to sit
Yeah.
on to say it's okay, you'll die and it'll be all right. But the truth of religion, nobody knows. Nobody knows.
No one knows the truth of anything.
Exactly.
In my opinion.
We
we
were
can
talking
ask-
to somebody about the last episode of The Sopranos. They go ape shit. They cannot accept the fact that there was nothing in certain. They will tell you this is for sure what happened.
And they were
wait,
wearing the jackets, and
This
they
is
killed them,
I can
and they
show you.
fucking-
Oh,
this is
don't give it out to me, 'cause I-
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is like there is it ends in such an open-ended way that you're just like. People just go crazy. Like my dad, one of my dads is one of those people that he fucking hates that ending, and because it's they
Gets
can't
open-ended?
control it.
Yeah.
That's a TV show. Can you
Yeah.
imagine a religion?
Dude, we can't process it, dude. We don't have the capacity to process whatever afterlife is out there for. We just don't. Even if the afterlife is we get turned back into energy or we get turned back, like we just can't process it, dude.
I
But
also
like when you
it.
said like my bad, when you said that he's got better things to do.
Yeah.
So do I.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
You think my God is gonna tell me, hey, pray for sins that you think you have or other people say? No, go be productive.
right?
Go play golf.
But no, not
Damn.
productive.
But that's
what I'm
exactly
saying.
my point.
Hey, what the fuck?
That's exactly my point.
I like that episode of
That was
Futurama
perfect.
where those two worlds grow on Bender's.
Oh, yeah, on
butt,
his
chest.
stomach,
Oh,
yeah.
And then the actual God
Yes,
tells
yes.
them you cannot intervene. This is what happens when you intervene.
Yeah.
That happens in The Simpsons
Yeah.
too when she creates a little world. And
Yeah.
it's like you intervene and it snowballs, and then pretty soon they expect more from you. Then they start fighting each other. Then
Yeah.
they end up killing each other. And you're like,
Yeah.
all I did was trying to help them with
And it's
one
like,
thing.
what's the right answer? And it's like you gotta do the right amount without doing too much, without doing too little, or else to lose faith. And it's like, so what the hell? And he's like,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, you just do that.
This
you
is
know?
why
Yeah.
this is why philosophy is so popular, and especially
So why pray to him then?
in your development. Well,
And
you
that's
don't.
your own project.
Yeah, you don't have to pray to
have
him.
But like you said, if that's your mentality, like, oh no, he can't intervene. Well, you're just praying for nothing then?
Yeah. Or you're not. Or you're growing
According to
yourself.
atheists,
Or
you
maybe
are.
his was it that when you do things right, people won't be sure you did anything at all. It's
Yeah.
like,
That's,
Yeah,
the
that's what
thing.
like my whole thing is when
Castro,
like
that's why
when you do something, it's like, oh, thank God. Like, yeah, you could, but you're the one that did it.
that's why one of the greatest things we have as humans is willpower.
yeah.
You can decide.
But
It's my God-given
also
faith to
perspective.
fucking not
You start
believe
praying
in
to
that.
God to lose weight and get in shape. I got to lose weight because
Yeah.
I need to be healthy. He doesn't respond to you, so you say, "Kid, I'm going to get up and I'm going to go to the gym." And then some people will say,
Is he
"I did
pushing
that
me?"
myself."
The-
Others would say, "God purposely made me feel ignored,
No,
so
it's a
He
coping.
can pick me up.
The-
He gave me
it's
the
coping,
strength
yeah.
to go." You know what I'm saying? It's all a matter
the
of perspective.
coping
best
mechanism.
the
You're
best
the one that got up.
the best and
or
worst
you
thing
didn't, or God got you up.
right.
But
That's
how,
the thing.
no.
The
It's
best
no.
and worst thing of human
Unless he physically,
beings,
my bad. My bad.
the best and worst thing, and I think that'll kind of tie a nice little ball in this argument. But the best and worst thing about human beings are two things. It's the best thing we got going for us.
Beer?
And that's one. And the
Alcohol?
worst thing, it's our detriment. It's our downfall.
beer.
Free will
Yeah.
and self-awareness. Because the squirrel in the park doesn't give a shit, dude. It gets its nut and then it dies, and it doesn't wonder if there's a squirrel god.
I do.
You do for the squirrel. The squirrel doesn't.
How
Doesn't
do
give
you
a
know
shit.
that? How do you know that?
You mean to tell me that the squirrel wakes up on Sunday and brings its best nut to the tree and prays to a god?
You haven't seen how many they fucking store?
No, because to your
Hey, I
awesome.
wake up on Sundays and give my best.
That's
nut.
a
I
weak. That's
know.
a weak
No,
example.
it's not.
Yes,
No,
Yes,
it's
it
not.
is.
Because to your point, science has proved that doesn't exist.
What doesn't exist?
That squirrels don't get together and have organized religion, Castro.
Or get
That's
their
a
best nut.
scientific
no,
fact.
that's just a
Again.
No,
limit
but-
to the fucking
Again, it's a
animal.
man-made thing. Maybe they do. We don't.
That's
know.
the thing.
Wait. Do squirrels sacrifice their best nut though? I need to know. that.
I hope so. My point is, like, human beings being self-aware is the worst fucking thing you gotta do because you think you're better than everybody and that you deserve an ending.
I also think
to
that
your life. You deserve a climactic. I get to go to heaven with 72
I'm probably
virgins.
wrong on that, but yeah.
it's also like there's
Who are you?
True,
that,
true.
That
I
ad
love that. I love that.
fucking Bill.
That's my attitude.
Who are you? Who are you?
I
And
also
that's my argument, by the way.
no, you're good. You're
That's my argument with like, I hope God has better things to do, dude. Like, who the fuck am I to deserve anything? I'm a piece of shit. Like, I do not deserve a God paying attention to me right now. That being said, that bee right there made pollen and honey, and I get to thank
That's
the bee.
my God.
Like, that's
Be
kind of like
productive.
cool. Like, I don't need an explanation. If God's got something brewing, cool. If He doesn't, I hope the world just doesn't fall apart. Take care of that. I'm good. Take care of the ozone and
I'm
fucking
just
whatever.
saying,
You
he's
like,
pretty vague, and he takes credit for a lot of things without acknowledgement.
why does he a he? You know what I mean? Like,
Damn.
One of the best
Why are you
things
assuming it's
I've
Shit,
actually
you telling me
heard-
how I'm looking? I look at him as a he.
One
God
time
damn
I was
it.
asking
That's my
Carlos,
God-given right.
and I was asking him if he believes in God. So we kind of started discussing a little bit. And I asked him because he was involved in church a lot.
Yeah.
And I remember one of the things he said was, "Who's to say that a God, maybe God doesn't exist, but a God does?"
But that goes against all the
concept you
religions.
have, whether it's this giant man in the sky or this giant light, beam of light with a deep voice, the Morgan Freeman voice. Maybe that's what you vision God. Maybe that doesn't exist, but God is what we can't even fathom what He is. He's just a glob of something
Yeah.
that you can't even describe what it is.
That's why I
But
love-
That's what's looking after us.
That's why I
Or
love the
universe
sci-fi things.
kind of is like a machine,
Yeah.
and that's your God. That's
Yeah,
what makes
I'm
it work.
digging that.
So does God exist? Yes and no, because
Yeah.
it's a machine or whatever it is.
that's why I love.
Yeah, I dig that, but
when
religions
Futurama-
are not for that. Religions are like it's one
100%
divine
because,
person
like you said,
created
nobody
everybody.
knows.
Yeah.
Technically, everybody's an agnostic.
Somebody, look, I'm going to tell you guys something that my pastor said. Like when I was back at church, that I gave him
Take
a lot
off
of
your
credit
shirt.
for because hey dude, come to my office. No, I'm going to tell you guys something that he said that really got to me. That
landed.
proved to me that A, this guy was a good pastor, and B, like he wasn't so full of himself to make you want to shove some down your throat. He said,
Okay, that's
this was
cool.
around the craze when 2012 was happening, right? And the Mayans predicted the end of the world and we were going to die, right?
The calendar ends.
Well, who benefits more than that than the church, right? That's when people scurry off the church because the world's gonna end, right? So I remember him saying this around that time. He was being like, I was having a conversation with my dad, and I was like, man, these guys are crazy, right? These crazy dudes who believe in a Mayan calendar from X amount of time, and come on, like the world's not gonna end. And he's like, and my dad, his dad, I think was a pastor too. And he's like, my dad was like, how do you know? Like a God-fearing Christian man being like, why are you laughing? Who knows? Because by that token, like even by Christian standards, you could get raptured tomorrow. God gets to decide when you die and when the world ends.
Yeah.
Who fucking knows? It might be 2012 and it might be 3012. Like who fucking knows?
It might be tomorrow.
And I think that's so cool because the Christian would be like, no, the Bible said nothing about a Mayan calendar. He was just like, it made me reflect like, well, the Bible has its limitations.
Yeah.
It got written up to this point, and though it's philosophical and it holds a lot of truth of human behavior, who knows?
It's a good guide.
Like, who knows? Just who knows? And I carry that with me. Like, and this is why I love when like Futurama or Rick and Morty or any of these guys. I saw Elio recently, the Pixar film.
Oh shit.
Great depiction of the beyond. The other one that Pixar did about death.
Hoppers.
No, the other one.
Soul?
They represent the afterlife in like a weird, crazy, unique way. It doesn't. Who knows? Like who knows? I don't, and
But
I
for
can tell
2000
you confidently
But
that
I'm saying like for 2,000 years that was it. Now we have the open opinion.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
I
for 2,000 years.
But the crazy part about that is
So
how
2,000
much
years
has
more?
really changed
Well,
in human nature in
You know,
2,000 years.
I
That's true, I mean-
think, and to round it back, I think what's really interesting is that faith is very much an individual thing, and we all have our own individual beliefs.
Respect, yeah.
And this is when you have to really put that to a maximum test. And
Yeah,
like I
for
think
sure.
in the film, having to explore, like like I have my beliefs and I have my
Right.
ideas.
Oh yeah,
and
what are they? I'm joking. By
mine. No,
Yeah.
but then if I had to explore, like do I feel confident enough in all my ideas, all my beliefs, and everything that again they say abandon something in my core values. Could I abandon it to save others? Because now it's not about me. Now it's
Yeah.
about what I cause onto others. What
For
do I
sure.
cause onto everybody else? Like everybody's going to have their interpretation of religion, and even in the same city, in the same faith. I mean, I feel like in the same church, you can go and know. I think with absolute certainty, everybody has their own definition of how this all works, and everybody has their own definition.
What's the thing that who was it? Was it Plato? Is like the only thing I know with absolute certainty is that I know nothing.
Yeah.
And then he got killed.
And like I said, I
Socrates
can confidently say that I don't know, and
Same.
I can confidently say that my pastor doesn't know. I can confidently say that every world religion leader, they don't fucking know. Like they have very strong faith in their beliefs.
And strong definitions.
Nobody fucking knows.
Yeah.
You know what we do know? Is that Scorsese can make the hell out of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree
by the
with
way,
that.
just to tie a little bow on the Scorsese portion of this month, I just want to tell you guys really quickly. This film, Scorsese was handed this novel in '88. Again, he wanted to make this picture. Nobody wanted to fund this thing. And I think it's such a beautiful full circle moment that has been trying to make this film for 20 years. And it was a lawsuit that finally pushed him to do it because he was forced to find the funding. The reason I think it's such a beautiful, cool moment, we talked about Last Temptation and him being banned from the Vatican, him being banned from Macau, certain like countries because of a controversial film. This film arguably is almost as controversial or even more controversial, I think. This film premiered at the Vatican for 400 cardinals and the Pope. That's where this film premiered.
What was the feedback on it?
That everybody loved it.
I
Loved the
could see it.
discourse
Yeah.
that this thing was having. Loved that it proves that your faith is strong. And, everybody loved it. Everybody loved it to this point. To this day.
So can he go to the Vatican now?
Yeah, he can. They lifted his ban for
really?
a lot of things. But I think it's just such a cool circle moment. And I agree that this is going to be discussed for a very long time.
So, what was like? We really didn't get talked too much about it, but I know that you've mentioned repeatedly that 2 set builders died during this.
Yeah, they were. Again, I think it's just a lot of those things that
Like what other
people don't
complications
know.
that they have?
Where was the shot?
Taiwan, primarily in Taiwan.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
Yeah,
That's cool.
primarily in Taiwan. It's so cool. Ang Lee, you guys know the director Ang Lee? He did like The Life of Pi. He did Brokeback
Yeah.
Mountain. Ang Lee is a great storyteller.
Life of Pi.
He's from Taiwan. Scorsese consulted with him on locations. Like, hey, dude, what are the cool spots to shoot at out there? And like
he's
kind of
gonna
consulted
know.
with him. But they shot in Taiwan and they shot in swamps and in forests and the terrain. They shot with natural light for the most part. The only time, Scorsese YZO'd it, by the way. Everything was on 35 millimeter film except the night candlelit scenes. Those were shot on RE Digital, Zeiss anamorphics, because of the low light aspect, right? But the terrain was crazy. They literally had to wear the mud shoes, the lifted mud shoes. They had to walk miles and miles to get to the set because you can't drive a
love
car
that,
through that.
yes.
So this is why I say it aged Scorsese, but it also presented a lot of problems for the crew. While they were building one of the sets, 2 Taiwanese set builders, they were local to the area.
That's cool too.
Some freak accident happened where the scaffolding fell through and they fell they fell to their death. So again, imagine gearing up in pre-production, hearing that, and then saying, like, being told, like, you still got to shoot the movie, dude. This doesn't
still
change
gotta
So
keep
what was the
anything.
lawsuit about?
The lawsuit was that he agreed to whoever owned the rights of the book. I forget the name of the company. They agreed to give the rights to Scorsese to make it, and he kept delaying it. And he mostly kept delaying it because he couldn't find the funding.
Did they come to a compromise?
Yeah, so they ultimately settled out of court. They even got to a point where Scorsese in my opinion, cared so much about making this film properly. Every time he delayed a film or every time he directed a film before this one, he got fined. And he got fined a pretty penny. Even like if I think it was on Hugo, that because he directed Hugo, this company benefited by getting back-end points on
Okay.
Hugo's like success because he didn't direct Silence. Bless
What
you.
about like Wolf of Wall Street?
Yeah, The Wolf of Wall Street was the film right before this one. Bless you. So everything is like this company benefited from, but they finally sued him because they're like, dude, you promised us 12 films ago that you were going to direct this next, and you didn't.
Okay.
And they find him like, I think they find him like 1.5 million each time he
Pocket
directed
change.
another picture.
Pocket change.
It's like,
No.
I bet you money they worked it into the budget.
yeah, probably. It's kind of crazy. It's like paying a vig to a mobster, ironically enough. But yeah, that's what the lawsuit came about. So where finally they were like, we're not going to hold out. We're taking you to court. And they did. And the compromise was, this is your next movie, whether you like it or not. And you're also going to pay us X amount of money. So they did. So he did. But I think just Scorsese was waiting. I think he was just like, I'm not ready yet. Not ready yet. Not ready yet.
Yeah, because I mean, if you look at like his early filmography and then see him doing this, it would have came out so not bad, but just drier. I feel like
I
this
think
one.
even in his early 2000s, I don't think would have happened. Like it wouldn't
Yeah.
have been this good.
Yeah, maybe. But I think just he was probably 70, 72 when he made this film. He was just a different guy. He built enough of life experience to figure out. And but again, also the budget was a limitation. They had no luxuries on this film.
Especially in Taiwan.
Yeah, this is a pretty cheap film.
Tell me if I'm wrong. Father Fiera, Peter.
Because he denied him 3 times? I don't know. I don't know that there's a direct correlation. I mean, it might be. I haven't processed that.
Adam Driver, John.
The Beloved? Yeah, maybe.
Judas.
Kishiro?
Yeah.
There you go. Heavily features biblical themes of
Let me see if I'm
martyrdom, Judas-like betrayal,
Yeah,
hidden,
that's obvious.
what is it? Hiddenness of God.
Parable of the Seed.
The denial of Peter is Rodriguez. Oh, there was a cool thing. When
denial?
Rodriguez finally steps on the plate,
Okay.
the crow roosts 3 times.
Oh, shit.
Or the rooster crow
Yeah.
crows 3 times. Yeah, there he is. Peter denying Jesus 3 times. The betrayal of Kichiro is like a Judas thing. Yeah, maybe. So, I mean, I think likening them to some of the
I
disciples
love when
might be
like
something.
directors are able to fucking sprinkle that in.
I think he does that with less heavy-handedly.
Yeah,
it's more
which is
like
perfect.
biblical general.
Because
Which
even
is
like the
perfect.
whole moment where I caught that one, but like, my God, why have you forsaken me? And that being very much in parallel with like Jesus and that whole.
But again, that strengthens Liam Neeson's monologue. Like you're likening yourself to Jesus, dude. Like who the fuck do you think you are?
Yeah.
Oh God! But again, we talked about the last film of Jesus being so relatable, and that's the best thing about him because he's a human being that we liken ourselves to. It's so complex, dude. There's so much that this film has. But silence. We move on. We move forward. We revisit this film.
We trek into
And,
cinema.
we trek
I'm
into
glad
cinema.
I rewatched it. For
Wow.
sure.
Any rating changes? I haven't asked that question in a long time.
Maybe I'll go to a 9.4.
9.5.
9.5. I'm a 9.5.
8-8.
8.8.
Yeah.
8.8.
Rick,
I'm solid.
You're solid.
8.8.
Next week.
Next week, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to cover another one of those films that people deem on the pantheon of cinema.
Dude,
Loudness.
people seem to have been excited for it.
I've never even
For
heard
Seventh
of it.
Seal?
Yeah.
Cool.
I haven't even heard of it.
Ingmar Bergman's Seventh Seal.
I have it on my digital film collection.
Legally, or it fell off a truck?
No, like legally, like I bought it because it was one of those that like I need to check off at some point.
Exactly.
Nice,
it's a
nice.
cinephile's checkoff list. And it's 90 minutes, guys. This next one's 90 minutes.
Ah man,
That's
I
honestly
can't
like a
even
little
count that
refreshing
long.
after 2 straight, like
Yeah.
3 hours.
We're going to
we
talk
leave
about
her
the
at
Seventh
6?
Seal. We're going to talk about
Conclave.
people's relationship with death as opposed to just straight up religion.
Okay.
And how they process death, and
I'm ready
it's
for
really
that.
cool. So we'll talk about that, and then we're gonna close with the Conclave. Is it the Conclave or
No,
is
it's
it
just
Conclave? Yeah,
Conclave.
Conclave as another exploration on whether human beings are fit to lead a people. Starting Ray Fiennes. Very cool film, very good film. So
Yeah.
we'll
Very
talk
good.
about that, and then we get into some free picks, man. Fun
No.
free picks. No.
We get into party month.
Oh, party month. You're right. Party month. We get into party month.
Party!
It's gonna be fun.
How fitting we go from religious to party month.
I think we also realized how heavy religious month was probably going to be. And it's like, let's
Yeah,
have
that
Let's
was
just have
the
a
reason.
good
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, because I know that. Well, are we gonna allowed to say what we know's coming up?
Yeah.
Like I know that for Party Month, I picked Beer Fest.
Yeah.
So I just,
Oh, dude,
I
it's
just want
been
to
a
have it come
minute
in.
since I
We're
watched
doing
that.
like Project X, Dazed and Confused,
Dazed and Confused. I'm excited
Beer
to talk about.
Fest.
All the stuff we grew up.
But we'll finish out Religious Month strong next week, ladies and gentlemen. Tune in. Let us know what you guys think about specifically Silence. If you've watched it, if you haven't, go check it out. This is cinema, as Marty would say. And let us know how you feel about religious films in general. Let us know your thoughts on religion. We're not keen.
Yeah. Or if you know any films that are religious for other religions.
Yeah, let us
like
know.
Serious Man's like a Jew film.
It is. We covered that one.
Either you're...
Alrighty. Well,
Thank you for tuning into the Watchtower Film Podcast. Good night, ladies and
Good night,
gentlemen.
everybody.
so no,
Quick.
tell everybody to be silent.
Everybody give your best impression of Silence. Go.